Yeah. I do just want to reiterate though, it's not that, and especially in the stage of maturity of businesses that I mostly work with, most of them are like using their own ROI cash, investing back in the business to grow, which is a very specific game. And though I do work with some that are venture capital backed, that is a different mindset and a different mentality. When you're working with people who haven't made it yet to that, not even cult status, but just having an understanding of, okay, this is exactly who we're going for. We do see accelerated results when we increase the amount of things we test through Golden Bear.
Yeah.
But that's different than launching 100 ads in a campaign and shaking the Etch-a-Sketch every day.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely, when you're increasing the amount of things that you're taking data from.
Right. We're increasing we're increasing the number of bats.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
So your batting average is going to go up because you're getting more reps off the field, to use that analogy.
Right.
But it doesn't mean you're up to bat more often. There's still the same amount of ads, more or less.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, because
I'm trying to use this batting average analogy you made earlier to kind of complete
because only so many DCTs and all of that. But something else that's been coming up lately is like people feeling, oh, should we be launching ads more often? But I think what is easy to forget is when we're using this Golden Bear DCT Proving Grounds, one campaign to rule them all methodology, it's testing every second of every day. There are permutations running, right?
Always.
Like we don't have to poke the bear or completely like change everything for the machine learning to keep doing that for us.
Yeah.
And so moving, and in the past, I used to launch like a new ad every week, basically was our cadence. In some cases every day for like higher volume accounts. And the truth is, every time we did it, it introduced volatility into the account. It really probably had less to do with whether the creative was good and just what was going on that day, what popped off.
Yeah, and sometimes like the new ad does better for 3 days and then it drops off, and then you get on this cadence of Facebook ads only work for 5 days.
Right. Well, let's talk about lookalike and interest audiences. That's the story there.
100%.
But I do have to, I'll share very publicly. I was wrong about something recently. For the scale that we do, and I've admitted to my whole team has heard how wrong I am. So generally, we don't focus purely on story placements because we find that the ROI for our budgets and our creative budgets are not there. Instead, we generally find that doing like a 4x5 video or a video that's going to be fine cut off in different places and running that through the Golden Bear DCT, whatever, it works best for us. So it's not to say like nothing is ever catering to the story, but we're not running like
you're not forcing
placements. We're not forcing it, and we're not using specific placements. But recently, because we're not doing all this crazy audience testing, because we're not doing a million things, we were pushed a little bit by a client who frankly just didn't like how it looked. They're like, and DPAs and the stories, oof. Yeah, it's like we could turn it off and you could make less money, or like that's always a fun conversation.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to feel better with less money in the bank?
Right.
Because we can protect your ego. You'll just be, you won't have nearly as much money.
Exactly.
But we're in
again,
business.
There's cases where, as you said, the financial is not the objective, right? Gucci does not care about their ROAS. I guarantee it.
100%. I haven't run their ads, so I don't know, but like I've run enough other brands
make it a wild guess
where they do not, it's all about the impression. It's all about the vibe. Apple cares what they look like. Starbucks, Progressive Insurance, Pizza Hut, Nike,
they have millions of dollars to invest in it. And so it's not a big deal to them. Like they already are sitting on a cash reserve. Like it's a different stage of maturity. So it's different. But what I was wrong about is we launched this ad set, Charlie, and normally this wouldn't be my first thing to do, but we launched an ad set within this, treated it like a DCT, basically. We're like, okay, we're going to make a story DCT ad set. We're going to restrict the placement. That thing is going like crazy. It is working so well. But my holdout question is, will it still be working in Q4? And I'm going to be very excited to see, because with the audience testing, usually what happens is sometimes it just completely flops. Often, if you look in like the triple whale logs, you just notice it's stealing a bunch of conversions from other places.
Sure.
And so that's a nuanced conversation to have with people sometimes, which if we have the data, we can look at it and have that conversation. Obviously, like that one ad set. Oh, this is another thing we didn't even talk about. I could talk to you forever, but the CPA of a single ad set, I don't care. I don't care if that CPA is like 100 times less than everyone else. If the business overall if in the Scrum document, our overall revenue and our overall efficiency isn't better.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
100%. And also to that point, like if that ad is doing terrible, but my bank account has gone up,
exactly,
I'm not going to turn that ad off. Like sometimes the worst ads, I can't say how many times in the last year I saw people that showed me like, all I did is just turn off all the bad ads. And then the business gets worse. And it's just like those bad ads are the thing fueling the funnel. And they're just not getting the attribution, whatever nonsense model.
Maybe they're not, they're not getting the layup. Someone else does.
Exactly.
And that's
they're not getting the credit. And who cares? Your bank account looks better. Go for that.
Yes. Yeah. But again, I don't want people to think it's not like we're not making data-backed decisions. Sure. It's not that we never pause anything, but there's discipline. And we didn't touch on this, but the point on really honing in on what your hero product is, what your hero offer is so important, because the clients that I've lost, it's usually because they're trying to do too many things. We have a new product launch every month. And frankly, like I can only pay designers so much to make so many assets. And when every month you have a new product that you like feel really passionately, we have to put resources behind. And every time we segment, because guess what? We're not getting additional budget to promote these things, right? So we're segmenting it. And in the world of machine learning, every segmentation is an additional permutation and requires a higher volume of data to learn from. Anyway, the process is just make it really simple to be disciplined and focus on the levers that actually matter.
I love it.
And that's probably how you could sum up everything.
No, I love it. And like, I remember our conversations earlier on, and I remember us going through just the third time we chatted versus the first, just like how different the language was. And now hearing you do it, it's wow,
I've had a lot of practice.
This is great. I love it. Like it's just, it's so rewarding for me because my days are now just filled with this kind of stuff, and it's great. Like all the nonsense I had to go through is now providing for my family by helping other people create opportunity for others. And that is everything. Like,
that's the best part of this industry. Like, I love our industry. I feel like, especially, it doesn't matter what age you are, but if you are looking for a pivot, there's so much information out there that is free. And I will caution, like, some of it's not good. Some of it's not good. But it is such an interesting time and place. And I feel if your aptitude and passions lie in anywhere near digital marketing, these tools are not to be feared. I think there's a lot of fear mongering happening right now on, like, you've probably noticed, I'm going to be ramping up towards the end of this year because we have some stuff going on. I'm just really excited to share. But I really dialed down on my social media diet and what I was taking in because it was distracting. And at the end of the day, like what you said is what resonates with me. There's enough room for all of us to win. There are enough businesses that need help. And if the Facebook MBA program resonates for you, whether like you're a brand owner, an entrepreneur, or even want to start your own agency or come work in an agency like mine and just come in with a really solid skill set. I don't know. It's just so fun. The community, I think, is an under maybe spoken aspect that we didn't really touch on today, but the community of the MBA program is amazing. Like people are constantly sharing their own experiences, their learnings, frameworks, all sorts of awesome stuff. And so I just want to build on your optimism. And the possibilities are so endless. And the more tools we have, like the more fun we get to have. But that's not the case if you're going to maintain an ego.
No, absolutely. And I say this too. I've been saying it more and more. I feel we are blessed to have, in my opinion, one of the greatest jobs in the world, in that we get paid really well to help people be happy. We create joy and opportunity. Like, generally speaking, people are buying products aspirationally, and on a very high level, the businesses are doing good in the world because people are buying things that makes them happy. I got this juice from Juice Crafters. Every time Juice Crafters sells me something, I'm happier. That's one level. But also, there's so many people that are like chasing a dream, betting on themselves, and it's, I can mortgage the house again, I can sell it, I can give up, I can go work full time, or I can do this thing. And like the idea that like so many people, and like more and more stories in the NBA are like this, like the one I was telling you about before we started, where like there's 6 months left in the bank and I'm gonna have to give up. And now it's like, how many more people am I going to give a job to while making the world like a better place, and then ultimately leaving this business and going on to the next chapter of my life? That is so powerful. And like, I feel like there's this dark side of what we do where everybody's focused
100%.
on how do I look good? How do I make a report look good? What's my status? What's my whatever it is? And I like to joke about it, but it's like the monochrome, like sweatsuit wearing dudes that like run a marathon before breakfast and take 17 cold baths and brag about their car. And it's, every one of them is the most insecure person doing the most harm. And people like you and me that just basically are walking around with a smile on our face, having a great time, helping people be more successful. That's what it's about. And I think there's plenty enough for us to come in and make the world a better place. And I love the fact that even if it was just you and the great that's happening there, that means that what I'm doing is completely worth it. And for that, I want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you. And you know this, but I've got a whole team. It's so cool. We have people on our team from all around the world, but what's different than I think some agency models is they are empowered decision makers. Everyone in our motto is think like a founder. And that is for everyone. It's not just the person presenting on the call or the salesperson, right? Everybody is able to have access to a really deep and rigorous level of understanding about how these tools work. And the more that they ramp up, like the more excited I get. I think what I've seen where things go really wrong is, like you said, Charlie, where people are really trying to defend their little turf. And it's not good for the clients. It's not good for business ROI. It's not good for culture and happiness. So I don't know. We're taking this in a more emotional direction.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, look, there are forces out there creating harm, and then there's people like you and me setting all that stuff right. And I like to say, I'll stand by that. I stand by that openly, in public, in rooms full of the people that are doing the harm. Why I'm not welcome in a lot of rooms, but that's fine. That's changing too, which I like.
That's true. That's true.
And I'm working really hard on it to be nicer. Nick Shackelford and Rabba have done a lot to help me in that. And so big shout out to them.
Well, on that, Charlie, you are not nearly as aggressive and abrasive. Anyway, I don't know. I think your stage presence is really beautiful and wonderful and a huge asset for you, because in this world, obviously, like attention and eyeballs are hard to get. And so you've got to cut through the noise. But if anyone's trepidatious because they think Charlie's going to yell at you on a call, like that's just not true.
I won't yell at you, I promise. Yeah, no, I mean, our calls feel like this conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only difference is we're talking about numbers on a screen, playing the world's most fun video game, and creating good in the world instead of chatting about like how much fun we're having doing it, which is
right.
I think 95% of the one-on-ones that I've had more or less feel like this. Every now and again, it's okay. We got to roll up the sleeves. We got to dive into.
Yeah, when business is not going well, like it's time to be serious. But yeah.
With that, I just want to say thanks, and I really appreciate your time. I like to say that, one, thank you for chatting with me, and I hope that there are women and men out there that can relate to like where you're at, and whether that means that they want to work with you or you've given them the insight and courage to maybe place a bet on themselves. Like I think that there's only good that can come of that. But what I would like to do to leave this is just give you the last word. If there's anything you want to say, anything that you didn't get a chance to talk about, any way that you want people to get in touch with you, whatever it is, let me leave you that last word. And before that, just again, thank you. I always enjoy chatting with you. And it's, what can I say? Like, how am I supposed to be unhappy today? I just had this conversation and I had one like this yesterday, and it's great. This is what it's like to be on this side of things. And everybody should come play on this side of the fence. It's a lot more fun.
I think so. I didn't expect the conversation to go in this direction or be such a statement on the culture of marketing, but I think maybe it's under talked about. So thanks for bringing that up. Thank you for having me on. This has been so fun. It's such a delight to connect and get to chat. Definitely a highlight of my week. We've got a lot going on. I'm about to get a lot noisier. I've taken a bit of a sabbatical from Twitter and all the, but I am on Twitter. I think it's Jordan X Summers if you want to follow me specifically.
I'm gonna look for it right now, and I'll make sure that it's dropped in the description.
Yeah, and then our website is growthhit.com. But you can find us on YouTube. We have a newer channel called Damn Good Marketing, which is super fun. So that's on Twitter, it's on YouTube, all the places. That's been a really cool project. That's been basically like our way of testing a distribution machine. And can we really build this muscle as a company and a team that we can take all the inputs like videos like these and, as you say, like chop them up. But damn good marketing is really more of a viral approach. If I was starting today, is honestly one of my favorite podcasts. Jim Huffman hosts it. He interviews different founders. It's really a focus on entrepreneurs and their life stories and really honing in on just what about their businesses they wish maybe they knew at the beginning. But we also talk about transparently, like every quarter updates about our company. So if you just want to know what's it like to have an agency, what do the numbers really look like, we're honest, and it is what it is. So you can go check it out. We've got ad templates. So we've broken down like different strategies that we consistently use. So we've got templates on our website, all sorts of stuff, tons of CRO resources, funnel teardowns.
Love it.
But anyway,
giving it all away. I love it.
Tons of free stuff. So if you go to growthhit.com and go to resources, that'll be the easiest way to find everything. There's a course, there's all sorts of stuff, some free, some paid. But I think now towards the end of the year, we're going to actually promote it because we've been spending a lot of time and investing in all of this stuff. And we really haven't gotten out there nearly enough. And so that's kind of because we have these fundamentals across different things, across retention strategies and acquisition strategies, because we have methodologies and processes and teams who can really own those things. Really, I think we're entering a new phase where we're going to get to play a little bit more and have some fun, share all the cool stuff that we've been learning. But hit me up on Twitter. I dip in and out, but if you DM me, I'll eventually get back to you, I promise. And if you join the Facebook MBA program, I'll see you in the Facebook group. That's a really great community. And I'm going to give a shout out to Vinny, because Vinny is who got me here.
Nice.
So thank you, Vinny. Definitely really changed my career and day to day. So thank you. And thank you, Charlie.
Oh, thank you.
It's such a delight. So fun to do this.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'll let you go. And I'll tell Vinny you said such nice things about him. I'll try to, weed through the cloud of all the nice things that people say about Vinny. He's immense, that fella. But I'll talk to you later. And again, thank you so much and good luck. And let me know if there's anything I can do to help with blowing some stuff up when you guys start moving in that direction. If I can answer a question, I'll do it.
Awesome.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.
Bye, Charlie. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Bye.